I'm Evan.
And I'm Harrison. And today we have some interesting stories. Our first story is the continued NBA in China controversy. This controversy was started about a week ago by Houston Rockets manager Daryl Morey, as he tweeted out a picture supporting the Hong Kong protesters. Morey deleted the tweet and then apologized because he said he didn't realize the effect it would have. Well, the NBA released a statement before that, saying they did not agree with Morey's opinion. LeBron James also came out and called Morey uneducated for tweeting the picture, saying that free speech we do have freedom of speech, but it has its consequences. The NBA has been trying to reach out to China for some time, and when Morey tweeted this, the preseason games were still going on. So we didn't know, and that's a pretty big story if you think about it, because in China it has already done so much in the past and it's been criticized so heavily.
Yeah.
So the fact that this all happened before the NBA season started is kind of insane.
Yeah. Continuing on the theme of China, South Park was recently banned in China, according to a Hollywood Reporter. After the ban in China, banned in China, as in BAND, as in
The musical band.
Yeah, musical bands. The episode mocked Hollywood for shaping its content to please the Chinese government. Beijing has responded by deleting all the clips, episodes, and discussions of the Comedy Central show. That would definitely put a hit in the South Park franchise, because I know that there was a lot of people over there that would watch the show, because Comedy Central obviously isn't just an American station.
Absolutely.
It goes to a lot of different places, and that'll definitely be a hit for them.
It does speak more about how China reacts to being mocked and criticized.
Yeah.
But I mean, in all reality, South Park did this just to get back at China, and
Yeah.
so I think they probably saw this coming, in a sense.
South Park definitely looked at the pros and cons of if their show got banned in the country, and they obviously realized they did not need China.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly where this podcast gets banned in China. Harrison?
Our next story comes from Texas, as just recently, as of this week, an E3 tornado came through and destroyed over 100 homes. It came through Dallas Monday and knocked out power and caused severe damage. A line of storms then continued to lash out of the Great Plains, killing 2 people, from CNN. This is really just insane, as it kept going. It says, at daybreak, more than 100,000 customers were without power in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. It's crazy to think that a tornado can cause this much damage, and it wasn't really expected.
Not at all.
It wasn't really in the news that much either.
Yeah, personally, myself, I didn't realize that the tornado was really a thing for quite a while, because it wasn't in the mainstream news as much.
Absolutely. Our next story, just recently in our home state of North Carolina, a plane seemed to disappear Sunday, but then authorities found out that it in fact crashed, leaving the 2 people piloting the plane dead. The 2 people have been identified as Dr. Harvey Partridge and Patricia Partridge, both 72, of Terrera, Florida. The pilot is a veterinarian in Florida. His wife was also on board when the plane went down. It's very sad to think that these 2 people were doing so much with their lives, and they probably had amazing lives, but it's very unfortunate that this happened, and so unexpected too, as are most of these things. But
Dr. Partridge actually founded an animal hospital near Tampa. He was described by the authorities as an experienced pilot, and I mean, it's very sad to see that such a misfortune would happen to somebody who obviously has done a lot with their life, and especially I'm assuming that piloting was something that he loved doing, so it's very sad to see. Continuing our Florida Man segment that we normally do on this podcast, this one's actually a Florida woman. She burnt down a historic tree while smoking methamphetamines. This is apparently a repeat offense. The Florida woman who burned down the historic 120-foot tree known as the Senator while she was smoking meth has been arrested on drug trafficking charges, according to the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Records want records show deputies executed a search warrant on the home in Alamo Springs on Friday and found 22 grams of methamphetamines in a red plastic container in a washing machine, and an additional 16 grams in a plastic drawer in a room belonging to Sarah Barnes. Deputies say that Barnes was arrested on charges of trafficking methamphetamines, and she actually climbed inside the tree. The tree apparently was hollow, and it's a 3,500-year-old cypress tree in Big Tree Park in Longwood, and apparently that's a pastime of something that she's been arrested for in the past.
That does sound very Florida of her.
Yes, it does.
I will say it's funnier the fact that it's a repeat offense and that she burned down a tree smoking meth.
It's the fact that she hasn't realized that maybe that's not the place to go.
Yeah.
After, 3 times?
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps it up for us today. I'm Evan.
I'm Harrison.
And we'll see you in the next one.